Hi there, I'm Wilf. This is the hen area at Abundant Earth, and I just wanted to give a little overview of some of the changes in the hen area over the last 6 months in particular. Ever since I did a little review design of the hen area that we have here. So let's just go through some of the spaces and I'll tell you a little bit about each of the areas, in particular the changes that have happened. So just going in through the main front entrance here and into the house. Might have a little bit of difficulty here, just a change of light. So significant change in here has been to remove all of the internal hardboard that was here. We've stripped it right back to expose loads of the timber here and really simplify the inside of the house. And the main reason for doing that is because we had a really bad case of mite and lice last year. And so we just wanted to expose all of the areas where the mites could hide, so we could really keep on top of them. And we are. So we've now got a kind of new program to help keep the mites under control, including, as you'll see here, this little notice board. Myself and Lauren, who helps me look after the hen area. We have a little rota here of who does what on which days, basically. So you see there on Monday we've got wood ash and DE. DE is diatomaceous earth. So one of the things I wanted to do in that design was find a better supply of diatomaceous earth, which I have done. And I've even got one of the dustbins over here that is focused entirely upon storing diatomaceous earth materials, including a nice new big spraying device. And down there you'll see, hopefully, a big tub that contains nice big 10 kilos of diatomaceous earth and some little jars I've made as well. They've got little holes in the top so you can kind of do a little kind of dusting basically around the house. So every time we clean the house out now we can give it a spray down, and every Monday we can put a bit of diatomaceous earth along with the wood ash into the dust bath, which is around the back of the house. And another kind of key change has been trying to look after the bedding material in here. We've got new sources of material of bedding. Matt here has been doing a lot more sawmilling over the last year and a half. So we've got a lot more sawdust available now, which is great. So we're getting that inside the house and also outside the house on the ground, as well as these additional paving slabs which we put in last year before I did the design. We're also adding in a lot more kind of wood chippy material, again from the sawmill processing work as well. So the hens are loving that. They are just scraping it around and notably sending the bigger bits down to the bottom of the hill there. This is great because it's really kind of covering up the soil, the bare soil here, and has really dealt with a lot of the kind of mud related issues we've had here. And I hope in turn that's also going to be creating hiding spaces for some of the kind of worms and bugs that like to be in the soil there and soften the soil up. And you'll see every now and again them hunting around. We also, as part of that review design, added in an extra door, the one on the left here, which is not electric, but it's just so we can give them a bit more free movement in and out of the house more easily. And there is the dust bath underneath the house there, this blue tub. This was here already, but we've started to make sure we fill it up every Monday now with wood ash from our wood burning stoves from our houses. And there's a little handful of diatomaceous earth that goes in to that dust bath every week as well. This is our electrical automatic door opening and closing device, which is great. That was a new thing as well. So we can set timers on that match the sunset in the evening, but in the morning it's determined according to when I turn up. We've got a couple of new feeders as well. And also we've got a few new hens as well. And another really significant change that came out of that design was the decision to remove all of the cockerels and to stop having a breeding program. It was taking up a lot of time, a lot of money, not really financially worthwhile. And at the end of the day, we'd end up, at the end of a hard year's work on that, so several months of looking after chicks, we might end up with about 10 chicks. And of course, half of them would be male and only half of them female. Didn't really work out. So instead, we're utilising a couple of different techniques, which is simply to just receive people's unwanted hens. So maybe we've got a lot more of a diversity of hens, including, you see this tiny little bantam here and this funny giant white one. Not too sure what breed that is. And we've got a white leghorn back there as well. So we're suddenly getting this kind of weird mix of hens that I wasn't expecting before. And Jo has got a couple of bantams for herself, and we are just simply buying in fertilised eggs from a friend of ours, and the bantams are loving to sit on those. So the breeding is still happening here on site, but elsewhere, not within this area. And we'll see if we do get some chicks from there. So a lot less work for me, and we'll see how that kind of works out, really. There's a few things still to do as part of that design. Increasing the amount of rainwater capacity. I've still got an IBC down here, not installed it yet. Needs to have a bit more foundation work to level it off. And also we brought this cage over here, which I'm quite excited about. We are hoping to grow some pumpkins in there later this year. So they're being grown up in the veg garden, and hopefully we'll get those planted in there, and we'll have some pumpkins growing in here that will absorb some of the excess fertility that the hens leave behind here. And as always, we've got some of our trees that are just starting to really come on and get bigger and bigger here. We've got a mulberry here and a blackthorn behind that, and the row of willows behind there that get coppiced bit by bit over the years, and some apple trees, and there's some hawthorn down there, along with some blackcurrants and some comfrey. And I think that's about it really for the significant changes from that design. I'm really pleased with how that worked out. Really feel like, on the whole, yeah, did the job. Once again, permaculture design process that really works, really helped me to do that review and think about what's gone well, what's been challenging, what I could do differently, and the best way of making those changes. And there's always room for improvement, so no doubt I'll come back and do some further tweaks at some point in time. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and if you haven't had a chance to read the design yet, then please do. Cheer up.